like 5 minutes.
Excellent connection.
It's up! Maybe.
But it's dark because something on here.
Wait, let me do it.
This year was a bit different than typical years. It's been such a great night. We are so incredibly thankful you're here. We're so incredibly grateful for the time you have spent with us. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you've enjoyed this evening, gotten to know our community, and are excited to be a part of this mission.
This is right click.
As we said before,
what do you
your
need?
time, talents, prayers, and financial support make all of this possible. Thank you for being part of this ministry. We hope to see you on campus or to get to talk to you soon. Have a great night. This year was a bit different than typical years. Many leaders and block clubs were working on bigger projects this season, cleaning up business districts, parks, creating libraries, and so much more. We wanted to highlight these leaders and their projects this year alongside the progress that we have made here at Camp Restore. We called community leaders, asking them to come and tell us about their projects, and we were so excited to have great reception for this idea. I was asked time and time again, what do you want me to say? While we gave a list of a few questions, overall, we just asked people to share their hearts, share their projects and dreams for the community. We did not solicit any compliments other than the simple question, how has Camp Restore been able to support your goals? Well, as is typical around Camp Restore Detroit, filming day was anything but calm. We were thrilled to have 3 churches on campus working on the gardens and houses. A shout out to North Congregational and Meadowbrook Congregational, both from Farmington Hills, and Redeemer Lutheran Church from Washington, who were all there to experience this day. The filming commenced in good hands with our video and tech team, along with our great host, Pastor Carrier, who was instrumental to the inception of Camp Restore Detroit. He is also our now retired executive director and is still an active member on our board. You may know him as the pastor in the big black hat, as he is affectionately known in the community and at Camp Restore Detroit circles. Those who know us well know that I know him as Dad. So I missed all of the filming, but I have to say, when I finally was able to watch the videos, not really knowing what was said or done or what was happening, I was blown away with all that our community leaders have to say. I hope this is as impactful to you as it has been to us.
Okay, my name is Karen Knox.
My name is Claire Carlisle. I am affiliated with Heart Court Hitters.
Hi, my name is Sanquise Powell. I am a community member and a member of Mount Calvary Lutheran Church. I am currently the Director of Community Engagement for Camp Restore Detroit.
Hi, I'm Sandra Turner Handy, as you know. I am the lead on the Denby Neighborhood Alliance, and I'm also part of Great Communities Now.
Well, my name is Jackie Perkins, and I'm a resident of Lake Point Street and part of Great Communities Now and part of the larger Denby Neighborhood Alliance.
So my name is Joan Riskin, and I am marketing director of a large real estate brokerage in southeastern Michigan.
And now this is we're getting ready for a big event for fundraising.
Yes.
and people got a lot of choices, a lot of possibilities out there, things they could support. Why should some of their support be directed to you? What reason can you give people for choosing to support Camp Restore Detroit? Why a Christian might want to spend money here?
People should donate to Camp Restore Detroit because you can see if you attend the fundraiser and take the campus tour, the work that has been done with previous funding. So the money is being used, and we work with community members, and you can see that we're not just fixing stuff up for it to just sit there, that we're fixing it up and it's in use. And the first thing that the community said that they wanted and that we were able to do was put in the garden and the fitness trail. And people have come to the garden and picked food. They used the fitness trail. They used the benches that were made by campers as well.
Well, I tell people oftentimes, one of the things I like best about the Camp Restore ministry is that we work with people, not for people. We don't come with our own agendas in mind, but we work with our community, not just the community around us, but our community, to help improve things for our neighbors and work together with people. So what can you tell folks how that works out in Camp Restore Detroit?
That works out by having community barbecues and getting input. So even though we have the land or have the resources, we don't like to come in and put something that people that they won't need. So there's not a need for another basketball court. So that's not something we're gonna put in. You know, the community said they wanted a fitness trail. They would like a workout station, and those are the things that we will work towards getting for them.
Hi, my name is Grace Dobbin. I am the new camp host and ministry coordinator for Camp Restore Detroit. And tonight I will be the countdown person for the auction. Welcome to the fundraiser.
I know you were supposed to be part of the panel we were going to do, but you had to leave, so I wanted to just share a couple questions with you. I mean, I don't know if you knew, but Mount Calvary Lutheran Church, whose campus we're on, and the Michigan District supported the beginning of Camp Restore Detroit to get things started. And the goal is always to share God's love with the community. How do you see God's love shining through to our community here? I mean, I don't live here, but I've been part of this community since I came to serve in 2015 as interim pastor here. So how do you see God's love shining through Camp Restore into our community around us?
Well, once again, I have to say that Camp Restore shines with God. They walk with God. They just radiate. The radiation of God is just in their presence. Hardcore Hitters is the same way. In order to work with hardcore hitters, you must love the Lord. If you don't love him, then we not. So Camp Restore and hardcore hitters just clicked. We just bonded because you can see the love. You can see the sunshine of God's light when the campers come. When Camp Restore speak with you, God is speaking. You can hear it. You can see it.
Very good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What would your dream be for this community? In your dreams, what do you see here?
My dream would be if we could come together and just worship God, serve God, and make sure that our community is safe. Be able to walk down the street again. I've been here over 30 years. In this community. My son went to this school, and I know that it can, if we all work together, it can get back to that, where we can walk down the street, feel safe about walking down the street, and feel safe that our neighbor care because they feel safe as well. That they feel safe as well. Sorry about that. That's what my dream would be, that we can walk down the street and feel safe.
How does the openness of the campus here affect that feeling of safety when you're here?
You know, I am so glad that you asked that question, because when you walk on the campus or you walk kind of close to it, you feel very good. You feel enlightened. You also feel God's presence. I love him. I've been serving God since I was 8 years old. And I know when I'm around people that love God, I know when I'm around people that serve God. I also been invited to come to the garden. So hardcore hitters, we're going to put on something in the garden as soon as we get the permission for as far as a date is concerned, because we've already been asked to come. It's very inviting. I mean, people will be able to see us out there, and it's no telling how many people we could get to come back into the area working together with people that love God, like Mount Calvary and Camp Restore.
Just one more question I want to ask you, because I know you got to go and want to support what's happening someplace. Why should it come to Camp Restore Detroit and our community here?
Well, you said why? I'll say why not? Because Camp Restore, and so therefore, why not? To help ease the burden of making sure that they reach the community, reach the people in the be it Camp Restore, or be it Mount Calvary. It's just positive. And when you're around positiveness, it radiates that in return. So why wouldn't they want to help people that want to help them?
Sonia Hill is the owner and founder of Hillbogo, a business that uses recycled materials to create stunning pieces of jewelry, accessories, and even interior design. However, even more than that, Sonia works with others to build up the next generation of entrepreneurs. She is passionate about helping others to build their own company and offers workshops to both youth and adults for recycling and entrepreneurship. Sonia has graciously donated 2 stunning jewelry sets to our silent auction. Visit crd.cbo.io to check them out, and thank you to Sonia and everyone that has donated auction items to this year's event.
Jackie, it's good to see you again. Sharing with you earlier, we've crossed paths at the 9th precinct meetings, and you mentioned the Gratiot area coalition meetings. So it's good to see you again. But can you tell the other folks who might be listening a little bit more about yourself, who you are, what you do?
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Jackie Perkins, and I'm a resident of Lake Point Street and part of Great Communities Now and part of the larger Denby Neighborhood Alliance. I've been in the area or the community for roughly 35 years. So up until 10 years ago, I was a corporate worker, and when I retired 10 years ago, I kind of took a little bit more time to explore my community and my neighborhood, and I thought, wow, there's a lot that needs to be done around here. So I got into the community engagement or community support efforts. So that's pretty much it.
Can you tell us a little bit about what was the community like when you first came here?
Okay, so where I lived, it was a beautiful area. There were lots of thriving restaurants and theaters, people just out and about. And I noticed over the years, or like I said, since I retired 10 years ago, that it seems like people are more contained with each other. And, you know, that's one of the things that we constantly try to change, is to get people more engaged in the community, try to look for areas where we need to maybe try to just improve the look and the connectivity of the community. So
we know this community is taking a hard hit from the point when you're wondering who's going to turn out the lights to where it is today. How has Camp Restore helped reclaim some of that beauty and some of the good things that were a part of this community before?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to begin about Camp Restore. They were like you know how they say, how do you eat your bread without your butter? Well, that's Camp Restore. Like, how did we do much without the support of Camp Restore? They've been so supportive with most of our projects. They've been there to help us. Right now we have a project. We received a grant from the Kresge Foundation, and the focus of that grant is to restore and enhance our community business infrastructure, as well as support the school with building a new playground playscape. And Camp Restore has come over. They've helped us with painting, with brush removal, just there. And one thing that I do, and I really want to say that I find pleasing, is Camp Restore doesn't wait for us to call them. They call us. And they seem to always know when we need support and need help. So just today, Elizabeth said, just make a list and let me know what it is. So we don't get that a lot. So Camp Restore has been just tremendously helpful to our projects.
I've got to say that's a God thing, where somebody knows when to call at just the right time, because they didn't know it was just the right time. God is in it. And that's one of the questions I want to ask you. How do you see God's love, especially God's love in Christ Jesus, shining through in the ministry of Camp Restore Detroit?
It says it for itself. I mean, like I said, just being there right at the time, I feel like that's God-driven. When you, I get that call from George or Amy, Elizabeth, when they helped us in different projects. We'll say, oh, we're missing this, or oh, we don't have that. And the response is, we got it, we'll go get it. We'll take care of that. And I'll say, well, that's too much. No, it's not too much. So it's just, to me, a lot of people with real, genuine heart and desire to help this community. And it's great, so.
What is your dream for the future for this community? And how can you see Camp Restore Detroit being a part of bringing that dream to fulfillment?
Well, I kind of think of that a lot too, the dream. I'd like to see a community where people are just more engaging. People are embracing, people are happy, people aren't disconnected to one another, that there's more of a desire. And like sometimes in some of the projects, it's like it's very hard to get people to engage. And sometimes I feel like it's out of mistrust or not thinking. I think they've been for so long seeing a lot of talk about things that are gonna happen, but not a lot of action. So that's where I think Camp Restore is very valuable, at making sure that there's an action momentum thrust in things. So
Camp Restore, you may or may not know, was begun out of the ministry of Mount Calvary Lutheran Church, where we were meeting today.
Okay.
It's our campus, primary campus now, and with resources provided by the Michigan District of Lutheran Church Missouri Synod.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Mount Calvary and the Michigan District about this ministry that they helped birth?
Well, I want to thank everyone that's been part of this and creating such a wonderful ministry. And I think it's much needed. And like I saw a quote from someone, I don't know where it was, but not long ago, and they said, we need a Camp Restore in every community. And when I heard that, I said, yes, you are totally right. So.
And you know, this is a fundraising effort we're involved in here at Resources, and Christians have got a lot of different places they can direct their dollars that they want to use for work, for God's work in their community and others. Why would you tell them, what reason can you give that they really ought to take some portion of those gifts and use them to support the work of Camp Restore Detroit?
I would maybe in one statement just say because they show results. They're there. They're supportive. They speak the words and they stand behind them, and they navigate to the things that they say they're going to accomplish, and that's helping the communities. So.
One of the things I tell people often about Camp Restore is that we work with people, not for people. We don't come in to try and fix things for people, but work with people on their projects. How do you see that working out in Camp Restore's ministry?
I would like to see us really get to that level. I think Camp Restore is helping us get to that level. Because it's so funny that you should bring that up. In our project that we're doing along Whittier, I've got some people that are saying, let's just get this work done. Let's just pay whoever we have to pay. And I said, this work is not just about paying and showing results. It's about embracing the community and getting people engaged in what we're doing. And like I said, I believe that that is the avenue that Camp Restore follows. In my attitude, it's just a good sight when they come to your project and they're out there. I think it influences people in a positive way to say, look at the end results. I've gotten comments back from people in the community that says that looks so much better. So I'm just hoping that at some point it really infiltrates people to say, I need to be part of that group the next time. So.
You know, I try never to say one more thing and then add one more thing, but I got one more thing.
That's okay.
That I want to ask you. Someone once commented to me, Pastor, wouldn't it be better if we just sent money? Now, what would you say to someone who might be watching who's considering sending a group and supporting that group? Not that we don't want them to send their money, we can use those resources. But why should someone consider spending the money to send a group to Camp Restore Detroit?
I think there's nothing like the whole aspect of people engagement. And so I just think seeing that, experiencing that, I get energized when I'm among the people. It really enlightens me to think that here these people are coming from all over the state, and in many cases we've had people here from other states. And I'm just thinking at some point I really hope to see this same look in our own community. So I think it's great for whoever the groups are that are sponsoring the volunteers, because I honestly think that it influences and spurs behavior. So.
I said last thing, and I meant it that time. So thank you for your time. Thank you. Unless there's something else you would like to share.
I say rah rah. Thank you, Camp Restore.
So my name is Joan Riskin, and I am marketing director of a large real estate brokerage in southeastern Michigan. We have been working on establishing and converting a large industrial area that's just to the north, literally bounds our neighborhood, that has been abandoned for decades. And there is a business owner has bought the property and is working hand in hand with us to involve the community, create community space, take a building and turn it into community gardens, and use the surrounding lots as community gardens as well. We are from Outer Drive to Hoover, State Fair to 6 Mile. So it's a pretty big chunk. And we're at the very far west of the 9th Precinct. The 9th Precinct stops where we are. The goal of the project is to transform the community, transform that space literally, involve the community, have the community center become much more self-sufficient, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're very excited about it. Like I said, it's been blighted for decades, and I think the deterioration of the industrial area led directly to the deterioration of the neighboring community. So we are hoping to revitalize housing stock, transform the look, and bring us together both as a community and in terms of growing food. Camp Restore came out and helped us start clearing lots and worked tirelessly to literally start transforming the way that neighborhood looked, and we are forever indebted to them and deeply appreciative of the work that they do. We love Camp Restore and everything that they do, and they've been a tremendous asset and support to our community, and we can't say thank you enough.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Redeemer House. In back of us you'll see the Redeemer House, which is going to be our adult resource house over here at Camp Restore on the Camp Restore Detroit on the lovely grounds of Mount Calvary Church. Pastor Carrier?
You can see there's a lot of work yet to be done here, and we're looking forward to moving forward with your support. I remember what this spot looked like before, when there was a garage falling down and it was like a jungle to cut your way through, and it's cleared out now and cleared off and becoming more and more a palette for future work to be done. So back to you, Sandra.
The Redeemer House, which was a gift to us, is going to be again for our adult support programming. It will feature a coffee shop, a maker space within it, computer labs for the adults, and we'll have financial literacy classes and reading classes within the structure. So we're hoping through your generous contributions that we can finish this home. Welcome to the Blue House. The Blue House will provide resources for our young people. We'll again have a maker space for our young people. We'll have libraries and computers and other resources where they can come in, get their homework done. We'll have screen sharing where they can make t-shirts and different things. We'll have sewing machines for them. It'll just be a house where our kids can come and learn, but also have fun in the process.
You know, we're out here outside, you hear the cars going by. You might hear occasional hammer too, because they're working on the outside of this house, bringing the outside together. There's still a lot of work to do on the inside. This house is the one that is primarily funded by the Lutheran Women's Missionary League grant we received a couple of years ago. And we're looking at those resources providing the outside work. But your help will help provide materials and volunteers for working inside to help improve the lives of our neighbors here with skills they're looking to acquire and help, especially in this house, a lot of the children, right, Sandra?
Yes.
Focus on children here?
Yes. Our children will be able to utilize this space as a safe space where they can come, again, to learn, but also to have fun. You know, and any funds that we get will be able to turn the inside of the house into that structure that we need so that our children can really benefit from having this home in their neighborhood.
Talking about fun, you can see right behind us a little bit maybe of the playground on the property of Mount Calvary that is also available for children to utilize in the community, as well as the preschool and others, a part of our events. So we're looking forward to seeing more children here on this location.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Garden of Eating. Your generous donations last year in our virtual fundraiser help us to produce various vegetables in the garden this year. As you see now, the garden beds are cleaned out and for the winter and getting them prepared for spring next year. But again, those donations provided fresh fruits and vegetables for members of this community where we only have 2 grocery stores basically. So it provided a necessary nutritional need for the families in this community.
Did you get some of the peppers here this morning, Sandra?
I didn't get peppers, but I did get peppermint, I got chives, I got tomatoes. I was able to get a lot of the vegetables as they came to harvest this year, and we still need a lot. We have a very real need for fresh fruits and vegetables in our community.
Sanquise had a big bag of peppers they pulled out of the gardens this morning that she was offering some to me earlier, and I missed the opportunity to take some home.
Oh.
But this place was busy earlier, a lot of people here around. Right now it's pretty empty, but you see the walking path around here. I know George Preston has been on this path working his knee out, and
yes.
I've heard others are walking. Have you been over here yet, Sandra?
Yes. Now, this walking path, you know, not only are we providing fresh produce to increase good health within our community, but this also has the walking path, as Pastor Carrier was talking about, and I think it's 8 trips around the walking path equal a mile. So we encouraged our residents to come out and not only get healthy food, but also to utilize the track to help with their cardiovascular health.
One of the groups last summer working out here put a lot of effort in, built a nice shed out here, or a covering for the farmers markets, right? Or have you
yes.
been able, I haven't been able to attend any of those. How have they been?
They have been very, very good. Our community has come out and they're able to pick their own produce that they want to have. And I tell you, I've had some really good salads from this garden. But also our volunteers came out, and you'll see 2 benches in our garden. They literally, the young people from one of our service groups, built the benches to go in the garden and throughout our community. So that's awesome, and we thank them.
One of the questions people are always asking is about how do you water plants over here? Well, I know last spring, over here behind the shed, somebody put in a water reservoir to collect rainwater, and there's a roof over the shed that's there to collect rain into a gutter that feeds to that rainwater tank. So we have a whole thing everything brought together here that you need, except the hands and feet that come from the community and from our volunteers.
Yes, yes. And I had the pleasure of watering the gardens at one of our recent garden one of our events over here in the Garden of Eatin. And so we just hook up a hose to the water tank and come over and water our produce. And all of that comes from the contributions of our volunteers throughout the year, and we could do so much more with your help. Welcome everyone to the Reflection Garden here at Mount Calvary Lutheran Church. The Reflection Garden is a great gathering space for many of our volunteer groups and our community groups where we come together and fellowship out in the open space. It allows our volunteers to come out in the evening after a hard day of being of service in our communities and just sit back and reflect on what the day has brought for them. I just love this space because it's so peaceful, and all of it was done by contributions and groups of volunteers coming in and putting in the hard work to clear this area and build this beautiful space.
You know, a couple things that folks might not know, that this area here was donated by Trinity Lutheran Church, Clinton Township, in order to have outdoor gatherings. And this summer we had a baptism here. One of the newer members of Mount Calvary was baptized on a special Wednesday evening service as we dedicated this amphitheater. Planned to do that a couple years ago, but it got held up by COVID and all the things going on. You see all the trees around. Those were a gift from English Gardens. End of seasons, clearing things out, needed to go someplace, and Mark Kaline was able to get those for us from English Gardens, and here and elsewhere in the community. Some over in the Reflection Garden, the Garden of Eden as well, came from from that gift of English Gardens.
And some of those in the Reflection Garden are actual fruit trees. So that's awesome for our community.
Some future hope of those things really providing. Behind us is a water garden. The water from the top building of the church behind us, from the school building over the gymnasium area, is drained off to there, and it runs underneath the alley and in a drain into what they call a French drain there that lets the water collect and disperse, so that it helps in a small way with some of the flooding and things in Detroit, trying to help the city with its issues and problems and struggles.
And it also helps to keep our gardens well nourished. So keep the beautiful plants and greenery that has created a very great ecosystem right within this garden.
Future plans of development include, as the houses here are removed, and I know this one over here is slated for demolition, and there's a vacant lot next to it, and hopefully we claim those two lots from the city and working this way. We expect similar things to happen to a couple houses over here, and this whole area will become an open area for people to enjoy, and a greater sense of security on campus because it's open lines of visibility for folks.
Yes, and we have been working with the city, so your donations, once these houses have been demolished and the land cleared, is to really repurpose those lots and bring them into this whole campus area where it can be used by people within the community. Welcome to our campers lounge area. This area, through again contributions and volunteer service hours from our many churches across the country, we were able to create a space for our volunteers so that at the end of a hard day work, they can come in and relax and watch TV, play the piano, sit and talk with each other. This is their space to unwind. And again, it was through various donations and contributions that we were able to create this space for our campers.
It's a nice space to relax at the end of a hard day, putting in work. So most of the campers put in at least 8 to 12-hour days when they're out there working. So it's nice to have a little time to relax and cool off a bit after their evening meal.
And it's their space, which is so great. What makes it so great, it is their space at the end of a hard day. Welcome to the dorms here at Camp Restore Detroit. These dorms were made possible by so many volunteers and contributions given to Camp Restore Detroit so that we can house our overnight volunteers when they come in. You're in one of our newer dorm rooms, and we have 4 other dorm rooms that with the beds and everything for our campers within this floor in the Mount Calvary Lutheran Church.
You see in the center of the room here, a cross in the floor. I remember one of the men who helped lay the floor commenting that proudly about witnessing the love of God in Christ Jesus right here in our dorm rooms when they replaced this floor. A lot of work still going on here. We're waiting to get some emergency exit lights and warning lights up, looking for hopefully a volunteer electrician who can come in to hang those so that we can finalize our permits and occupy everything fully with campers again.
So with your donations, we will be able to finally get our dorms up to code, get our permits, and be ready to house campers starting hopefully early next year.
don't remember when we first met, probably over a 9th Precinct meeting.
Yes.
Over at the
Recreation
Center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but seen a lot of you since then, but folks who may be watching haven't met you yet, so perhaps you can share something of yourself with the folks who may be listening to us, and maybe I'll learn something new myself.
Hi, all right. Hi, I'm Sandra Turner Handy, as you know. I am the lead on the Denby Neighborhood Alliance, and I'm also part of Great Communities Now. And through great honor, I am a board member of Camp Restore Detroit, and I'm the president of the 9th Precinct Community Relations Council. I got into this work because I saw a community that really was unengaged, marginalized, didn't have a voice, and the quality of life was getting to the point where we had people leaving in droves. So it was so important to me to get into this work of trying to redevelop and reconnect our community, because our young people were the ones most disheartened by the community they were growing up in. And I want those young people to understand that they had power. You know, they have power to change this community and make it what they want it to be. I don't want to keep seeing our young people grow up and leave. So I wanted them to really dig in, plant roots in the community, and help to make it better. So that's how I got into all of this work that we're now doing in the community, and I'm grateful. It's fulfilling work.
I can relate. I remember helping a group on one of the organizations that early on, the group that came in and would work in a neighborhood with a whole bunch of people for a week or so at a time. And I remember riding on a bus to an effort with 2 young people just excited from Denby High School, talking about what's happening there. And I think about those 2 kids oftentimes and wonder what they're doing today, and hope they're having a positive impact on this neighborhood. I'm sure they're having a positive impact wherever they're at. But that's a precious and a powerful thing. So as you look at that, what was this community like when you first came to it?
I have been in the community for 22 years now, and the community was somewhat still thriving at that time. We didn't have as much vacancy, we didn't have a lot of vacant land. You know, we still had some businesses really operating in the community, and then it began to go down. But it was thriving. It wasn't the best community, but it was still a community where you knew that it had potential to thrive.
What do you see happening in this community now that gives you hope for the future?
I see residents coming together. I see volunteers coming into the community to assist us, and people wanting to really redevelop this community and raise the quality of life for everyone in this community.
And how is Camp Restore Detroit a part of that, and how are they helping it move forward?
Camp Restore Detroit is one of our community partners, and they always say we're here to service the community, but what they don't understand is that they are part of this community. They're truly a part of this community. So what it comes to is, you know, it's Camp Restore helping Eastside Unity, and Camp Restore helping Denby Neighborhood Alliance and Mohican Region, but it's community helping community. It's all of us coming together to help each other. Because Camp Restore has planted its roots here, and they're really growing, you know, so we don't see them as somebody that here to service us. We see them as a community partner that is connecting with us and helping us to raise that quality of life for our residents.
Well, now you know that I drive about an hour to be here. I wasn't part of this community before when I was called to serve as interim pastor at Mount Calvary, then part of this community. And one of my things is telling people, this is our community. It's not the community around it, but it is our community.
Yes.
So now, as we've given birth to this Camp Restore Detroit ministry, what does it mean to you to see people from around the Detroit area, throughout Michigan, and throughout the country, coming to be for a little while a part of our community. What does that mean to you?
What it has meant to me is I have connected with so many people outside of Detroit around redeveloping this community. I have made so many new friends and sisters and brothers and kids in these groups, and they are so awesome in their service. And it is done in a way that is just so honoring to community, because they don't make community feel like we're here to make it better for you because you can't do it. You know, they come in with a spirit of togetherness and connecting and talking and fellowshipping with each other. And it's like, at the end of a project, it's like they're old friends. You know, I look every year for returning campers that I met last year that really have made impacts on my life, you know, and it's like we have just extended our family out to these other groups. You know, now they're part of Camp Restore. They're part of the 9th Precinct area. They're part of Mount Calvary. They're here, you know. And every time we have a group of campers come in, it's just great, because that feeling of service spreads to our community. So now I have community members saying, oh, you have something going on? I'm coming over and we're gonna assist you, or we're gonna do something all together in the community. You know, it's like, it just spills over into our community to now be of service to each other.
What would you say is the biggest difference Camp Restore Detroit makes in your community, of the things we do? Makes in our community, I'm sorry.
It is the feeling of connecting, you know, just people coming together. You know, it is so, I can't even find the word for it, but what it does is, as I said, it just brings everyone together, and it teaches us. That service teaches us to be of service. You know, I mean, we've been doing this work for a long time, but we never saw it as service because we always were getting something out of it. You know, we're getting a better community, you know. But then we had to look at it and say, you know, well, I don't live over here across Gratiot, but I can go over here and help them. I can be of service, you know, and that's what it does, is it puts that feeling of doing service within all of us. That's the whole community benefits, and not just our little small pockets.
Now, you know, this is a fundraising effort. So a couple questions I think are related that I'd like to ask, and you address them together. One is, I remember someone telling me one time, Pastor, wouldn't it be better if we just sent money instead of spending that money to send our people? Why should people invest in the trip and the expenses of coming to be here and not just send money? And then why should someone who's able to come share a little bit more, or others who aren't coming support that mission trip and support the mission of Mount Calvary? Why should someone, Christians got to be a lot of places to send their dollars and a lot of ministries to support. Why should they support the mission and ministry of Camp Restore, and why should people spend the money to come and be a part of our community for a while?
This community has seen such a disinvestment for a long time. Our residents many are without hope. To have the people come in and do service projects with us brings that hope. You know, it's like someone telling you, You know, you're sitting in the house because it's raining so hard, and you're like, it's raining outside. There's no hope of me going out there. And someone comes in and says, guess what? It's going to stop. The sun's going to shine for you. You know, it brings that hope to our community, because for so long we were promised so much and it never comes. You know, but when people come and they be of service and we see these projects and we see these end results, that brings hope and energy to the community. And that's what this community needs, is that energy. So we need money always, but the fellowship of others coming in and bringing us that hope, it goes way beyond what money could buy. Okay, I have seen with Camp Restore projects, I have seen community members that I may see once a month at a meeting. Now I'm seeing them consistently, almost every week at different events, because people are beginning to come together now. And that's that hope, that's that energy that we need.
You know, I think you know this ministry was started out of Mount Calvary Lutheran Church with leaders from the church, support from the Michigan district of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. So I want to ask, what difference does it make to you that this is an organization grounded and rooted in our love for God through faith in Christ Jesus? And what would you like to say to those folks who supported and established and continue to support this ministry?
First, I'd like to say that I think this whole ministry is so full of God's love for us. I don't believe we would have Camp Restore in our community if God did not love us, because He saw our need and He brought someone to assist us. It is such an honor, and I would say that to Mount Calvary and also the Michigan district. It is such an honor to be graced with so many people that are filled with the Spirit of Jesus and giving to us. Because for a long time we didn't feel like we deserved anything. That's why our community looks the way it looks. But God, I mean, He sent us all this hope and showed us that people love us. They love us. We love them. So I have to say thank you to both Mount Calvary and the Michigan district in honoring us with so many God-filled people to help lift us up.
The first round of auctions will be finishing soon at 5:30 p.m., so make sure you get your bids in.
Christians who are watching this, you know, it's a fundraising effort we're trying to make here to support Camp Restore Detroit. So a couple questions I'd like to ask you. What is your dream for this community? What you'd like to see, and how Camp Restore can help achieve that?
What I would like to see is a cleaner area, like all the blight, the grass, the overgrown trees. I'd like to see those removed. And what I would love to see is more areas where people can walk outside, like a big track or a lengthy amount of space where you could take a nice walk, and when you get tired, you can sit down on a bench and socialize and talk to other people in the community. Just a breath of fresh air where I'm outside. A lot of us are working from home right now. So walking around in the backyard is okay, but that's not enough space. So we need a lot more green space, as I would call it, where you could just walk up and down the street several blocks before you get back home and feel comfortable. Nice clean area with flowers or pictures or artwork or things like that. That's what I would like to see. I would also like to see resource centers here. Like People have questions. People, it's not that they're looking for handouts. They're not looking for money. They're not looking for you to pay their rent. But they want to know, okay, I want to buy a house. What steps do I need to take? Well, we need some type of library that's open and available and close to home where they can go and research themselves or use a computer to find out the answers to things to better themselves. That's what I would like to see.
And we're a Christian organization. The bulk of our support comes from Christian groups and individuals, and they've got a lot of different things that they could support, a lot of different organizations. Why should someone who might tune in or listen in and hear what we're talking about, should they support Camp Restore? Why would you suggest that they direct some resources this way?
Well, they should look at what Camp Restore has done so far. One of the things that I think is amazing is the Garden of Eden across the street. I think that's phenomenal because here's a place where you can learn how to plant food, you can harvest it, and you can take it home for free. Okay, you're not paying any fees to participate. So that's a good learning environment because you need to know how to survive. And you need to know that it's more economic than going to the grocery store. Yes, maybe Whole Foods have good groceries, but what if you grew it yourself? You use God's soil and rain to make it happen, and you fed yourself and your family. Plus, you get to meet a lot of interesting people while you're over there. Another thing they've created, and they're steadily creating, is space for people to walk around. This corner has a lot of space, and as you see, there are several bus stops around here. So a lot of people that are catching the buses to go to work or shop or whatever are starting to come over, and we're socializing and we're meeting people. We met a man one day that he wants to start a garden on his street. So it's contagious. If more people are starting gardens, that means that they're cleaning up the neighborhoods. They're cleaning up the lots that have been dumped on, and they're making things happen. So giving money to Camp Restore will help get tools, would help educate more people, and provide other resources to clean up the community, make it more sociable, give out resources for people to help themselves. Eventually, all these people will be like, wow, I really like doing this. And it not only will grow the community, it'll grow the church. Because they're like, these people are really nice. Let me join service with them. So everybody will grow in this area.
One last question I want to ask you. How would you say that God's love shines through clearly in the ministry of Camp Restore Detroit?
Well, one of the things that gets me is that the people involved in Camp Restore have the ability to smile and say hello. They have this bright light shining through them when they're talking to you that you start to feel like, is that God in another form? You know, because sometimes God comes down in different forms and he talks to us, he speaks to us. But these people, they carry themselves in a God-like manner where they're here to serve. They're not here to take, they're not here to trick you, they're not here to look down on you or judge you, they're here to embrace you. And that's what I feel is really great about Camp Restore.
Lord, we ask that after events like today and after the things that we've done, we could find ways in our own life and our day-to-day that we can be a blessing to others and we can shine your light to the rest of the world. But Lord, for today, we thank you for keeping everybody safe. We thank you for keeping everybody together. We thank you for the lives that you have allowed to be touched through us. In your name we pray. Amen. Hi, my name is Matt Topol. I'm here with St. Matthew Lutheran Church. We're at Mount Calvary in downtown Detroit working with Camp Restore.
Hi, my name is Bethany Morosco. I am the Director of Christian Outreach and Education intern here at Mount Calvary Lutheran Church and at Camp Restore Detroit. We are so excited to have the St. Matthew's Middle School group out here today.
We're here doing things like painting fences and moving wood chips and helping out at food centers. We're just trying to do everything we can to help out in this community, in our community in Detroit.
We come into the community, we see the good that's happening here already, and then we help provide extra hands and feet to do that.
We are hoping to make the neighborhood areas of Detroit a better place for the communities to live and play in.
I'm John Welty. I'm here with our St. Matthew Day School Middle School students, and we're at Camp Restore in downtown Detroit. And as you can see, we're moving a mountain of mulch to put 3 to 4 inches of mulch down to beautify the area and to provide a brand new community garden to help Camp Restore serve the people in downtown Detroit.
My name is Nicole Blodzik, and we are here with St. Matthew Lutheran School today, working and helping and volunteering for Camp Restore Detroit. And we are here at a community center today, and they are prepping for a big Halloween party this weekend, so we are downstairs helping them organize their Halloween costumes.
But my favorite part is that we don't just get to provide extra hands and feet, but we get to share the gospel with them. So we not only get to say, here's this project and we can help you restore hope in your neighborhood, but we get to say our hope comes actually from our Savior Jesus, and we get to believe in His death and resurrection and how that gives us hope for an eternal life.
We want to make sure that we're spreading the name of Jesus and restoring hope.
Camp Restore Detroit!
The first round of auctions will be closing now at 5:30 p.m. The next round will close in about 10 minutes at 5:40 p.m.
As you can see, our campus underwent some major changes this summer. We have come a long way, but we still have a long ways to go. We are working on a campus plan and designs for everything here. If you have ideas or input in person, please share them with a staff member or put them in the idea box at either the welcome table or our tour table. Online, please email us at detroit@camprestore.org. We wanted to touch on the whys of each space. Why did we do this? Why build a farmer's market? Until this summer, the nearest farmer's market was in Eastern Market. This can be a long way to go by car or public transportation. Now we can host farmer's markets right here in our own community, offering fresh fruits and vegetables along with goods that our neighbors produce. Your support today will help us see this grow significantly in 2022. Why build a park and fitness trail? Well, a park provides an area for people to meet, play, and be active, promoting community health, fitness, and engagement. With a place near home to walk, community members have a place to enjoy, increase personal fitness, and spend time outdoors with their neighbors. This is also much easier to use than a school path where access is often restricted during school or games. Your donations will help us to continue to add miles to the path, improving the health of our community for kids and adults alike. Why build a rainwater catch system and why have solar panels? Well, with just Detroit's monthly average of 2 to 3 inches of rain, this roof will give us 700 to 800 gallons of water each month. Not only does this give the gardens a $0 water bill to maintain, but it also provides a green watering system, removing 800 gallons of rainfall monthly from an area that floods often. We would love to add solar panels to our buildings to reduce our electricity costs as well. Why provide a makerspace and library? So families can earn living wages and kids can have bright futures. 83% of the jobs in Detroit that have no educational requirement pay below poverty level. Programs that give access to science, technology, engineering, arts, and math will mean that kids and adults alike can explore more career options, learn more, and earn a better living wage. Your support will open more doors for successful careers. Why remove blight? Well, with 282 acres of vacant land in this area, we have amazing opportunities to come together as a community and create spaces and opportunities. The first step is clearing the blight and dreaming of the possibilities for the newly safe and clean spaces. And finally, not a why, but a how. How do we share God's love? In all ways. Everything we do allows us to be the hands and feet of Jesus, opening doors to relationships. Through these authentic relationships, through truly caring and loving, we share God's love and make a kingdom difference. With your donation today, you can help us make this difference. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for being part of our ministry.
round of auctions is now closed. It is 5:40 p.m. right now. In about 10 minutes at 5:50 p.m., the third and final round of auctions will be closing. So make sure you get that final bid in before that time.
Okay, my name is Karen Knox. I'm a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. I'm the president and the founder of Eatin Gardens Community Association. I have a bachelor's degree in performing arts from Marygrove College and been working on my master's degree in media arts from Wayne State University. And I'm an artist. So I'm learning that art comes in more ways than just acting, okay? And so my thing is, when I returned to Detroit and I saw my neighborhood just tore up, my house had been stripped, I moved to try to repair my home. In the process, this turned into like a snowball. And I started wanting to help other people and help them get their homes together. As a result, we ended up getting our first grant for $60,000 to 2 home repairs. From that, I was out, I was watching the children play in vacant houses. And so I said, these children need a playground. So I walked to the children, I said, what do you want? We said, we want a playground. Now, mind you, these children are grown. And so I made a little dilly up, a song, and I videotaped them. And we did a fundraiser for the playground. A church up north helped us, and we got a grant for AARP, Detroit Chambers of Commerce, and General Motors, and we made this playground. But I would like to add more stuff to it. I was in Ohio and I saw this gazebo. I said, that looked nice in our neighborhood. So then I went to Polly Jones, which at that time was our secretary. I need a secretary, I need one. And we sat down, she was with me from the beginning, and we got a grant to be this gazebo, and we have a pocket park with 3 grills, picnic tables, and this little gazebo. And I said, okay, let's build an orchard. We got an orchard. So the cross on the other side where everything started was the garden. That's where everything originally started at our community garden, which we got with Isaac Agri Downtown Synagogue, which I was our partner in the beginning, and our partner in crime, should I say. So from that, we have built a playground, a pocket park, an orchard, and currently we're trying to renovate this house to become a learning center. Now, I have run into, God knows, all kind of drama. And one of the big things I'm facing now is abatement. I need someone that will dedicate or donate their time to do the lead. Company to say, look, we'll do this for you guys free, because we got a grant from Kresge Foundation to renovate the house. But we run out of money. I had no clue what renovation was about. Never knew how much money it cost. Oh yes, and believe me, the stress level been up to here. So now I've come to the conclusion, back up, take your time. This is not an overnight thing. It's not a 6-month thing. It's gonna take time to get this house together. So from the 6th to the 9th next week, we have, what is called, Life Remodel is coming to Detroit. So this one church that has been working with us all these years is coming down, and they're going to be helping clean up the garden, shut down the garden, and they'll also be helping us with the house. Camp Restore have come out several times with this house and helped clean up behind the house and in the house. So Camp Restore has been with us in the baby stages of this house. And we really appreciate it, because it was trash all in the back. They took out, was trash in the house, and they put it out. So Camp Restore has really been helpful with us in terms of trying to help us get this project off the ground. I hope they come out next week. So it's really a building process. It's more than I imagined it would be. I don't know, but I'm hoping by next summer, this learning center will be up and running. I'm so thankful for Camp Restore and all the volunteers that have come out and helped, and I invite them to continue to come. And so that's my story in a nutshell.
As our evening begins to come to an end, we would like to give you an idea of things to come and how your support, whether it be through volunteers, prayers, or financial contributions, will be used in the coming year. As always, we will continue to share God's love as we restore hope, home, and community alongside the community leaders in the 9th Precinct. In partnership with you, next year we hope to be here talking about increased community engagement and partnerships, telling you about all the new friends we made and all the people we worked with. We hope to meet new people through community barbecues and pop-ups. Next year, we hope to be telling you about all the projects we were able to support in the 9th Precinct and all the 9th Precinct neighbors that we met. We hope that our classes have begun in the Redeemer House and the Blue House, that we have a mini makerspace and library to tell you about. And we hope we can tell you about all the great things that happened while finishing construction on the houses. We are incredibly excited to finish our park and outdoor space, grow lots more veggies, have weekly farmers markets over the summer, clean up many more acres of land, and work together with our community leaders. Next year, we hope to be telling you that we had so many volunteers and campers here that it was a phenomenal summer and much work was done. This can only be done with the support of our neighbors and supporters, whether it be through volunteering, prayers, or financial contributions, or even just sitting, planning, and dreaming together. We need you. Please take a couple moments to look at your silent auction items and hopefully win some great items. Thank you so much for your support this evening. Thank you for spending time with us, listening to us, letting us share our hearts with you, and share this ministry. Thank you for everything you've done to support us. We'll be back in just a few minutes to thank you again and close out in prayer.
Great to go and visit all the community members and help in any way we can, whether it's mowing lawn, picking up garbage.
One thing we've done this week was plant trees. That was super fun. We planted about 260 trees on Tuesday, and then we're going back on Friday to do some more.
I've really appreciated the community members' perspective in that we're doing this together, even Camp Restore's perspective on that too, that we're here to help, we're here to serve along with them, and just the impact that that has. Hopefully positive when the community members are seeing us, coming in to help, making a difference. It's been great doing the things that we've been doing this week, just to have that impact on the community.
And one of my favorite things I've been doing is listening and understanding the stories of the local community members and their experiences in this area. It is very reassuring to hear their resolve and determination to restore the area around us. And it's been a big blessing for me to be part of their story and to listen of the stories around those here.
And it's just interesting because this is America, and this is right in our neck of the woods, so it's great to help out and help those people that we need locally in the States. So,
my favorite thing that we did was probably just engaging with the community members, meeting with community members, as well as going to the Tigers game last night. That was pretty fun. So.
What is it like to come to Camp Restore Detroit? Whether our campers stay for a night or for a week, they all get the chance to have a bonding experience with their peers and take a step away from the craziness of life. Though God calls us to serve others in our everyday lives, we often get pulled in 100 different directions, making it difficult to focus on serving others. However, without the distraction of work, school, and other responsibilities, here at Camp Restore, we have the opportunity to fully focus on serving those around us and creating authentic relationships. A day in the life of camp consists of a hot breakfast in the morning, service projects both in the morning and in the afternoon throughout our community and on our campus, a hot dinner cooked by one of our amazing volunteer cooks, and time for team building and devotionals every evening. Many of our groups like to spend their time in the evenings playing games, shopping in our canteen, and going through one of our hand-created devotionals. Our groups love to hang out in our recently finished lounge, which has become a haven for our camper groups to meet up and both start and end their day. We hope you have the opportunity to come serve with us in the future and experience a night here at Camp Restore Detroit. Thank you so much to Lutheran Church of the Redeemer for helping both fund and work on the dorms, lounge, and the Redeemer House. Thank you also to their great youth ministry students for helping us with this video.
It is 5:50 p.m. right now. The final round of auctions is now closed. We will be looking at the list to see who won each item, and we will let you know.
It's been such a great night. We are so incredibly thankful you're here. We're so incredibly grateful for the time you have spent with us. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you've enjoyed this evening, gotten to know our community, and are excited to be a part of this mission for years to come. As we have said before, your time, talents, prayers, and financial support make all of this possible. Thank you for being part of this ministry. We hope to see you on campus or to get to talk to you soon. Have a great night.